Welcome to this week's YouTube video and happy anniversary to me. Y'all, it's been 10 years since I started this channel. That's right, back on August 7th, 2014, a little young Dominique at the ripe age of 47 years old started her YouTube channel with her very first video. I will never forget. I'm wearing a red black halo dress with brushed gold pearls. I had just finished a newscast. I looked and sounded like a news anchor, starting a YouTube channel. It was wild. I want to reflect on a couple of things. I want us to play that first video and just sort of talk about then and now, what the differences are. I want to play a makeup tutorial, one of my first makeup tutorials, not the first, but within that first, let's say, 5 months. And I want to do a tutorial with you side by side, watching the old tutorial, seeing the difference between then and now, what I did back then, do I do the same things now? If I don't, what I do differently, what I think of my technique. We can laugh at young me, all that good stuff. Then at the end, I'm doing a giveaway. It's a 10-year anniversary giveaway. I want you to stick around. It is so big, so exciting. I can't wait to share with you. It's going to be so easy for you to enter this anniversary giveaway as well. So we are going to check a lot of boxes today, a lot. But first, let's rewind the videotape, as we say in the biz, and take a look at my very first video. Here we go.
Hi there, I'm Dominique Sachse from KPRC Local 2. Welcome to my YouTube channel. It's about time, right? Right. I have been with KPRC for a very long time, since 1993. Started when I was 12. And over the years, I have been blessed to cover so many wonderful stories, from political figures to religious figures to Olympics to a royal wedding. Difficult things to cover like hurricanes and tropical storms, and of course,
news anchor.
News. I anchor the 5, 6, and 10 o'clock news at KPRC. It's the NBC station here in Houston. Many of you know that already, but for those who don't, a little detail.
Not anymore.
Again, I've been there for a long time, and I've had so many viewer questions about a lot of different things that I do at the station. But it seems that many questions I receive are about this, about the presentation, hair, makeup, wardrobe, jewelry. Where do I shop? How do I do this? Truth be told, I do it all. I don't have a stylist. I don't have anybody who puts all of this together. You're looking at her. It's a one-man band.
True.
Band
still the same.
Case. So I've had to learn over the years how to do it right. And trust me, there have been hits and misses along the way, but it's a work in progress. And I'd like to think that I've learned things along the way, things that I can share with you, tips, tricks, techniques, and whatnot, since this is a big part of what I do. It's presentation. And let's face it, when you're in television, you're judged by how you look first, and then of course by what you say and how you say it. So it's important to have the whole package put together.
That's still true today too.
And lucky for me, I enjoy this creative process here. It's fun, it's artistic. It's an opportunity, in a way, to take a blank canvas and really start from scratch every day. I sort of have an artistic approach when it comes to all of this, because I enjoy the creativity behind it, knowing that I can do different things with the makeup and the hair and the clothes and create a completely different vibe and feel depending on what it is that I'm going
Still
for.
the same.
And I like that process. So I have read a lot, I've been taught some things, and a lot of it has just happened by trial and error. A lot of playing around in this bathroom, which is where we are. We're in my bathroom.
And we are again in my bathroom.
This is where all the magic
Welcome to my bathroom, by the way.
And there are drawers and things that I'll be pulling product out of to be able to show you anyway, so it just makes more sense. But I've got my tackle box here.
Tackle box.
Makeup, and this is where I sit and I do it all. And I've purchased a lot of product along the way, a lot of product.
That hasn't changed.
Some of it I love, some of it not so much. But one thing
I've gotten better at that.
I enjoy is when people find something that they feel is a good product, good quality, does what it says it's going to do. I like learning about that. So I'm going to be able to impart some of that knowledge with you and share with you some things that I've purchased along the way that I find to be terrific. Maybe some things not so terrific. And we can share all of that together. This is our community here on my YouTube channel.
See, I knew.
I may answer all the questions that you have, but if I don't, I encourage you to tell me what it is that you'd like to know. There's a comment section below, so you get to share with me, hey, Dominique, why don't you show me how you do this, or what about that? And I would love to be able to answer your question, do a tutorial for you, and to be able to help you out in whatever way I can. I am everywhere on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tumblr.
Not Twitter anymore.
Somewhere else.
Not Tumblr.
But these
TikTok.
accounts,
That changed.
I do my own posts. I do my own replies. I don't have people.
I do now.
So
Hi, Court.
I'm my people. So I enjoy being interactive with you and giving information and answering questions.
And I still do.
What I can. So I encourage you to be a part of this process with me. I'm going to post videos weekly here for you. So please subscribe to my channel. Like all my social media. You can sign up, like, follow, do what you need to do. If you're not from the Houston market, you can watch me. My station's website will stream live.
You can watch me on Merritt Street. Get the Merritt Plus app.
10 p.m. Central Time. So be there if you can, because it'd be great to have you there too.
Yes, it would.
Again, thank you for watching my very first YouTube video on my brand new YouTube channel. I'm excited to do this, and I look forward to sharing all of this with you. Be bold, be blessed, and I'll see you in a week.
Well, 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 how about that? Okay, that's pretty cool. I love that. That was 10 years ago, and I'm telling you, like that, 10 years went by. What's so neat, and I haven't seen that video in a very, very long time, but what I love about it, there were a couple of things that stood out to me. Number one, the use of the word community. I knew right then at the very beginning that that's what this was all about. I knew to call it the right thing because it wasn't about me talking to you or telling you. It was reciprocal. It was a give and a take, and community is what I always wanted from the get-go, and you have blessed me with that. So that's number one. Number two, ending that video with be bold and be blessed. I really thought long and hard about what I wanted my message to be, prayed about it, and I thought that was the perfect summary of what I believed. I believed then in boldness. I believed in blessing. I also believe in being a blessing. And it is the marriage of those and how they interplay that lead to a very thrilling, exciting, divinely inspired life. And so I love having that there. The fact that I love to share, that the whole purpose of this channel was to take what I've learned along the way, whether, through being a news anchor and having to do my makeup on my own. Now I'm a news anchor again, and I choose to do my makeup on my own because I just know my face and I know what I like. And I love the fact that from the get-go, the whole premise was, what do I use? How do I use it? I'm not going to gatekeep. I'm going to share, and out we go. So that's what stands out to me. I think what has changed, well, a couple of things have changed. Certainly production quality, camera equipment. I've definitely upped my game. Just got myself a brand new Sony A7 camera, so I'm having a really good time with that. I used to edit every single video, and it wasn't until just a few years ago that I handed the baton and gave it to Courtney and said, you know what, my plate is so full, I can't anymore. And when I hired her, she took over, and it was a weird transition for me because I'm so used to creative control in everything that I do. And she stepped up to the plate and does a phenomenal job editing my videos. So that was a wonderful thing to relinquish. What else has changed? I think my approach and my demeanor, when I watch early videos, and especially the one that we're gonna replicate, I see very much this news anchor. I see very much this sort of strong, quick presentation, so accustomed to every time I was on camera as an anchor, and that read and that delivery sort of permeated my content. And it wasn't until I started settling into this role and this environment that I released those chains and broke myself of that and said, no, that's not what this is about. This is about being real. This is about being relaxed. This is about conversational. Don't bring the anchor to the YouTube. Don't bring it to social. You know, there's a place for everything. And I saw the softening of me, and through that a little bit more the vulnerability of me and the transparency of me, and how that absolutely shaped and changed my content. Early videos, you know, you got the smoky eye right out the gate. You got makeup techniques, jewelry, ways to tie a scarf, hair blowouts, all of that. And as time went on, and as I said from the beginning, I want your feedback. And as I started to get feedback about how do you live your life? How do you eat? How do you move? What about this? What about rest? What do you do to exercise? It started to become a little bit more all-encompassing. And that really took off, especially as I started going through perimenopause and menopause. It opened it up to such a bigger, broader conversation. And I've really loved the evolution of this channel. I love that it covers so many things that I can still come on here and do a makeup tutorial and a hair tutorial, or we can dive into deeper subjects and topics, and even now having a podcast to be able to do that. So I really feel like my goal is to touch the whole woman in midlife. Everything that maybe she thinks about or wishes or wants to try, or maybe things she hasn't thought about. So I think those wonderful opportunities that you have presented for me, because that's really how I think about it. You've given me opportunities to grow as a creator and bring new things to you. And I love that. So here's what we're going to do. We are going to do another side-by-side comparison. I'm going to play this old makeup tutorial. It was posted December 26, 2014. So August, September, October. So a few months after I started my channel. And it was a first ever full face makeup tutorial. And it was a New Year's Eve look. So it was definitely glitz and glam. We're going to pretend like this is a full face makeup tutorial. And forget New Year's Eve. This is just going out with the husband, going out with the ladies, going out on a date, just going out and doing it upright. And we're going to compare how I did my makeup back then to how I do it now. And I'm going to give a little play-by-play and assessment of Dominique then versus Dominique now, and what maybe the similarities or the differences are. And we're going to go from there. And I think this will be highly entertaining, don't you? Okay, once again, let's take off the makeup and rewind the footage. All right, let's take a look at our New Year's Eve makeup tutorial and see our inspo. Hello everybody, welcome back. Hope you've had a magnificent Christmas holiday with friends and family. You're probably stuffed to the gills and you're at the stores exchanging presents and dealing with all the madness. But you know what? There is something to look forward to, and that would be New Year's Eve. I don't know if you're planning on going out to celebrate, but I think I might this year. And when we go out and celebrate New Year's Eve, we of course start planning with the wardrobe and the makeup and what are we going to do and how do we want to look and all of that good stuff. So I figured this would be a great time to do a start to finish makeup tutorial on a New Year's Eve look. Okay. So this is the finished product. This is how I'm going to go out looking on New Year's Eve. I decided to go with my usual signature smoky eye and a frosted lip, but I want to walk you through step by Things
step
are going to change.
Process so you can see what it's like, and if this is something that you want to emulate. Or you can always do your own variation of this. If you want to do a stronger lip, you can tone down the eye. But let's go through this together. Let's get ready for New Year's Eve together and enjoy the process, shall we? Okay, let's rewind the video.
Ah, she still
guys,
says
so
that.
Here's our starting point.
Okay.
I'm going to put on a foundation primer. This
All
one
right.
is by Laura Mercier. It's called Foundation Primer. Duh. Oil-free. Great primer.
Foundation
for
primer.
the T-zone area where
I'm
I
using
tend to shine
no
a little
filter.
bit. So what I've been told to do is instead of putting this over my entire face, I'll just take
Oh,
it
this is
and
by
pat
ColourPop.
it in the areas where I tend to
And I
shine
do
a
put
little
it
bit.
all over my entire face.
Push that in right here in the T-zone and get my skin ready for the foundation. After that, I will do an eyeshadow primer. This one is by Too Faced. Shadow Insurance has a little bit of a tint to it.
Okay.
A great base for the eyeshadow as well.
Eyeshadow
Take a little
primer.
bit, put it between my fingers.
Yes, I do.
And pat on my eyelids.
Mine is now Anastasia Beverly Hills. And unlike the other one, this one has, as you know, that whitish tint to it. A little goes a long way, so I'm trying to be so careful not to get too much out. Okay. Let me finish applying that. And then we'll get to foundation.
Okay.
Now, time for foundation.
What kind of foundation am I wearing?
An oil-free one for tonight. This is by MAC. It's Studio Fluid NW25.
Foundation has changed too. Now it's Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Foundation. I'm sort of in between two colors right now. I'm pale, so I'm a little bit more light than dark, but I always mix these two to get the right shade. So this one is 8 cool and the other is 10 warm. So I split the difference between the two. Let's see. Does the younger Dominique use a brush or a sponge? Let's find out.
And I will apply it with a foundation brush.
Same. Jazzy music.
Okay, don't forget to carry your foundation down your neck. We don't want
I don't
any
do that
lines.
anymore.
Blurred lines.
That's one thing that's changed. No more foundation down the neck, because that only accentuates the lines on the neck. So I tackle that another way now. I do bring it right here under the jaw. And what I also do is use the lighter foundation as a bit of a highlight on the T and the chin.
Thank you, Robin Thicke. Blurred lines.
Blurred lines.
I mean Marvin Gaye. Oops,
There are more of those to blur.
What I do now, I'm not going to powder my face until a little bit later.
Nope, not.
But since the next application will be eyebrows and eyeshadow, I will take a little bit of
This,
my
I think,
face
is gonna blow my
atelier
mind.
translucent loose powder.
Because look how
And just
thin
go
my
right
eyebrows are.
on my eyebrow and
Oh,
on
see, I
my
didn't have to
lid,
do the translucent powder, not with that
just to
Anastasia
help the
Beverly
pencil
Hills.
and the shadows adhere a little bit better.
That's interesting.
Okay, over to my favorite pencil.
This was before I microbladed my brows.
Anastasia
You can
Brow
already
Wiz
see the
in
difference.
caramel.
Do you see how thin they are? Look how thin. And this is microbladed. And I'm using a pencil. Oh my gosh, even with the pencil, they're so much thinner. That's mind-blowing. So as you know, I use NYX Lift and Snatch. I like to do two. One is in either ash brown or auburn, the other in espresso. That way I get kind of the balayage look. The technique, totally different between how I used to do it and how I do it now. Check this out. So I bottom out the base now, and then from there, just literally lift up. And before I was going just sort of horizontally and filling in that little line, and now I'm just sort of creating strokes upward. What a huge difference. And also, what a huge difference a thicker brow makes. I mean, it's like night and day. Wow. I forgot how thin my brows were. This was before I started the whole microblading journey. Wow. Sometimes it's good to go back and watch, you know? You get to see your journey and it's like, oh, good call. Good call on that. This is the darker one, the espresso. Just a little bit in between. I mean, look, would you look at the difference between her brows and mine? Crazy. Look at that, just a thin,
Now I will take,
and I thought that was good.
eyeshadow. This is Saddle by MAC. Nice angled brush, a little bit of saddle, and I'll fill in the brows now with a bit of a reddish brown.
See, and what I do now is I take an angled brush, and I love this eyeshadow. You guys know I use this Tartelette palette, right? And this color, one thing that hasn't changed, Wanderer, this color called Wanderer is great for just filling in a little bit. This one right here, super, super soft, almost like a light brown. That is the wrong brush. I do need my glasses. And then I'll just take that and I'll just ever so slightly tap that in. And that's how I get that a little bit of a lighter, a little bit of a softer brow, even with the NYX Lift and Snatch. Just kind of takes that inky edge off of it. but I still can see my brush strokes throughout. Big difference in the brow. Big, 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 big. Okay, let's see what eyeshadow.
Okay, I'm good with that. All right, so now we're going to move on to eyeshadow. Since it is New Year's Eve, I like sparkle and I like pizzazz, so I'm going to use some colors from MAC that I've had forever, and I really hope that they still have these or something like them. But this one, it's a loose eyeshadow, and the color is Fairy Light, and it's very glittery.
No, ma'am.
Very light. So I'm going to use that as my highlight color. And then I'm going to use a glittery brown called Cocoa Beach, which looks like
I remember these.
that.
I used to love that.
Apply that to the crease of the eye.
Oh my
and I'm
gosh,
gonna
look at
add
all
some
that
black.
sparkle.
So let's go through the process, shall we? First comes the highlight, and that's going to go.
Oh, and
right
I
up
look at
here
that. I
in the
started with the
brow bone
highlight.
area, and come on down.
That's
to the inside
weird.
of the eye. Brow bone highlight.
And I pulled it all, y'all.
Once your highlight color is applied,
I haven't done the hood. I didn't
can now move on to
understand the
that
concept of the
fancy
whole hooded
brown.
eye
I like
makeup
this
yet.
brush. I think I got it at Walgreens, but it's a nice rounded brush.
Okay, this is crazy. So the process is going to be totally opposite. I'm going to use this palette. It's called Let's Gold by Makeup Forever, and it has a mix of matte and shimmery colors. Guess what? I'm sticking with the matte. So I'm going to use this peach orange right here, and I'm actually starting on my lid and not my orbital bone underneath the eyebrow. And I'm just going to go for a nice light warm peach color there. Clearly 47 Dominique is going for that sparkly brown. And I'm also going to carry that warmth up higher.
And it's pretty firm.
see what she's
you
doing.
want that to be able to push eyeshadow into the creases here and to open up the eye. And it just really carves
Oh my gosh,
in
too
a
low.
very nice slice
And
of
a horizontal line.
shimmery brown.
Honey, what you doing?
I guessed at this point that we're doing a smoky eye.
Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm dying. Please do not do this technique. Do not try this at home. Okay, in lieu of that, I'm gonna go with this warmer, kind of rusty color with a wider brush, and I'm just going to continue to open up my eye, carve out that crease. I'm going higher. Wow, I'm kind of blown away. Way up high. So you're just going to see a little bit of the highlight underneath my brow, which is coming from the Anastasia Beverly Hills primer, which, as you know, I love as a highlighter. Wow, I'm absolutely positively 100% floored at how different I do my eye makeup. Everything is so much higher. Okay, what's next?
Are you surprised? If you've been following me, probably not. I love a smoky eye. And now you can take any kind of a black. This Tarte, I've featured this before, but it has a variety of colors, most of which are very soft daytime colors. But look, I've got a black and a dark brown, so I'm going to use the black from this Tarte kit, and you can use any black eyeshadow that you like. And now I'm going to take a brush that looks like this, that's angled but very, very thin, and I'm going to apply the black
See, I'm
here.
not going to use black.
And we're going to go on the outer corners.
Let's see. Oh,
And create a nice
see, that's too
little
low.
V effect.
I'm creating a panda, a sad panda. Don't do
don't
that
worry
and
if you
too
make a
far in.
mess below
Okay,
your eye.
I'm going to use the dark brown
We
here.
will clean that up. We haven't applied our concealer yet.
Wow. Okay,
So we'll have an opportunity to make that look
That's
nice
wild.
and fresh.
going with the warmer brown, and I'm going to do the outer third, and I'm lifting up. Okay, totally different. See how before I was carving in? Completely different. This is just, again, whisking out and just following that line to the outer edge of the eyebrow. And I still haven't even blended yet. I'm kind of blown away. But you know, a part of that is just aging and realizing that those things just don't work anymore. When features change and you're trying to fight gravity and you're trying to, you know, create these illusions of everything coming up. But it's amazing how powerful makeup is to create that look or ruin it. Okay, that's much better. Let's see where we are.
And I absolutely adore this liner. Who makes this? NYX. It's called
liquid
the
liner.
Curve Liner. This thing is brilliant. So it's a liquid liner and it's shaped like this, but the way that you hold it allows for such great precision along your upper lash line. So I'm a huge fan of this, and I'm very happy to pass this along to you if you haven't discovered it already.
Okay, so my process is reversed
so now
here.
we're going to line our upper lash line.
I'm going to save that for later. And what I'm going to do is the waterline first, and I know there's going to be a huge difference in the waterline.
And a little bit out on the side.
Let's get to that.
Same thing with the other eye. For big, bold, dry.
See, everything I'm doing is just closing off my eye.
Black
and all
pencil.
it's just
Here we
done
go.
is created this
Go top lid
little stripe of light right on that lid, and everything's dark and closing in.
And now we're going to do the bottom.
Ay, ay, ay.
Now that that's done, I'm going to take this brush again, the one where I used the brown eyeshadow. I'm going to dip it now in the same brown, and I'm going to smudge on the bottom. Again, to create that nice
Okay, to create
smoky
Sad
eye
Panda.
effect.
Okay, here's what we're gonna do. I'm taking the Urban Decay 24/7 waterline in black, and I'm gonna top line right underneath the lashes. I have a few lash extensions left. Y'all have caught me at my worst time. I have maybe 5 lash extensions on. My self-tan is faded. I'm falling apart, but that's okay. We're putting it all together today. So I'm only doing the top lash line, not the bottom. I mean, already, I'm seeing a wild difference between the two. Okay. Now okay, let's see where we are. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not doing anything on the bottom.
And then I really start blending to
Okay,
soften any
sure, let's
edges.
blend.
So I might fill in with a little more black at
Let's
this
do
point.
that.
Right here in my crease. All right, now I will use my brush where I used my highlight shadow and go back over my brow bone and soften any edges here.
Nope, there's way too much.
Okay, so now it's time to curl the eyelashes.
See, and I don't even have to do anything on the orbital bone because it's got enough highlight.
And remember, we're going to be doing some falsies today as well.
We will,
Can't do New
but
Year's
no
Eve without
mascara
falsies.
for me,
That's like
mascara for you.
walking out naked. Just a quick hit on the lower lashes. I am going to use these little fellas.
Did you hear that? I put mascara on the lower lashes. Okay, I shouldn't be allowed to have a channel. You know what, when you're 47, I guess you can, but you really shouldn't. Carry on.
The thinner side, they're very wispy. Just take, press it down until you're happy.
Okay, here's where the game has
If
changed.
you're happy.
There's this liner. Have you heard about this? It is by Kiss. It is Lash Glue Liner 2-in-1. This is amazeballs. Literally an incredible black liner, and you can stick your falsie to it. The falsies that I love are these little baby guys. Also by Kiss, yes. Press and go. And they're these little tiny wisps, and that way you can decide, do you want just an outer, do you want an inner and outer, you know, any outer, it sounds like a belly button, whatever you want, you can do it with this. But what's neat is that you put on your liner and then you're ready to just pop your lash right on. So that's what I'm gonna do since my lashes are on the sparse side. We'll just kind of fill that in. But check this out, this is a really cool technique. So I'm gonna stay very, very close to my lash line. Just where I want the adhesive lashes to be. Right about there. Just start on one side. Okay. This may take a little while. There's the little baby. Grip it on the end. Come in for the extreme close-up. All right, there's one little baby strip in. You can already tell it's given like a little wing. Let's go for the next one. I swear I'm better with the magnetic lashes, but this is just so great for a super thin wispy look. And it also, if you had one of those lash applicators, it'd be easier too. I'm just making my life hard. There we go. What a nice subtle little pop. Took a little while longer, but that's okay. Okay, now let's do the other side. I like to start with the outer, far outer corner, just to gauge that one, and that helps me decide the next one in where it's going to go. Again, these things, you can get applicators for these things to make it so much easier to get it on instead of your hands. I just wanted to complicate things today, because I can. But it's crazy how they adhere to this liner glue. And what I love about this liner is that it's a true black. Doesn't turn gray and get weird like that. A true black. You are too far out. There. There's one. Let's do the other. Oh my gosh. I mean, just seeing how different the eyes are, I'm shocked to see what's going to come next. I have no idea. Okay. So cool, right? I mean, any type of false eyelash you want to do, this liner 2-in-1 is the bomb. Can't say enough great stuff about that. See how, I mean, look at, I don't know, my makeup's so much better today, if I do say so myself. Okay.
And if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. All right, once everything is in place, feel free to go over it again with your mascara. So now what I'm going to do is apply my under eye concealer now that the eyes are pretty much done. I've got my Tarte Creaseless Concealer. This one is in medium.
Yep, Tarte Shape Tape.
So here, this is a great
medium 35N.
sort of pull it out, make a nice straight line.
Okay,
Through your eyeshadow.
get this on. This creaseless concealer, I'm telling you, this stuff's amazing. And it really doesn't crease. You know, for nighttime, I mean, you can do a decent amount. And I'm shocked once I set it with powder. I wear this on air for news. It hides everything. And I'm telling you, I'm up at 4:15 in the morning, so I need concealer to hide everything. And it does. Cover a couple of 4:15 a.m. breakouts. And then I just use my concealer brush. A lot, you guys always ask about brushes. Most of my brushes are from my friend Gentry Kelly, makeup artist in Houston. And this is one of hers. Okay, running right underneath that lash line, pulling out any excess eyeshadow gets wiped away. Continuing that nice line out to the end of the brow for that lovely lifted effect. What's she doing next?
Okay, so now it's time to powder up.
Yes, it is.
Again, I'll be using my Face Atelier Translucent Loose Powder to set it and forget it.
Different.
So here we go. Looks incredibly greasy.
We're setting and forgetting. I hadn't discovered Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Powder yet. Wow. Face Atelier, fantastic powder. It just got increasingly harder for me to find them. And then once I tried the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose, well, I was sold.
When you apply it, but the minute it bonds with this powder, it sets to a really, really nice matte finish.
That's
and
true.
as I have told you multiple times, it will not sink into the lines.
That's
So
true.
you won't look like an 80-year-old woman when 4 in the morning.
Well,
rolls
and
around.
there's nothing wrong with that, by the way, Missy.
You might be feeling like an 80-year-old woman, but you're not going to look like one.
So am I, so at least that is still true.
I use my nice flat brush. By the way, same brush that I
Being a
use
news
for
anchor.
applying the foundation, I also use for contouring and highlighting.
Okay.
I've used this product before, California Tan. It's a bronzer. Also a great contour powder as well.
Actually, no, it's not. It's a little too orange for contour powder. What I'm using is e.l.f. Contour and Highlight. I'm running low, as you can see, but that darker contour, and sometimes I'll blend between the two. Let's see the contour technique. Powder is definitely more brown.
My cheeks. You have to go like that. Duck face.
I actually ride it now a little bit higher. So as you know, what I've learned is you place your finger right underneath your cheekbone, and then you ride your contour right on that. And I don't go as low. Right in there. So it cheats it up a little bit. Everything again lifts. You know, we were all doing stuff way too low back then. That was just 10 years ago. But what a big difference. And I also don't come as far forward. Yeah, much better. Okay, let's see where else.
Now on the tip of my nose.
Yeah, I do the sides.
Tiny bit. I want to narrow the sides. Just come in, straight down the side.
Yep, but also the forehead for a little sun-kissed.
Under the jaw.
And yes, the jaw for
Very
definition.
good. Contoured. For a blush, I'm going to use another MAC color, Plum Foolery. Oh, I've mentioned this one before. Plum Foolery, good color. It's got a little sparkle to it as well. Which is why I
No, we
like
will not be doing sparkle on the blush. And oh my gosh, look at the placement. Wow, too far forward and too low. Okay, blush is, again, I love e.l.f. And since I went with these kind of warmish peach tones, I'm gonna do this warm tone up here. So again, sometimes I blend, you know, if it's not exactly right. And blush, I ride way up high these days, right here. Again, for that lifted effect. Yeah, I was doing it down here before. Now it's right here, literally under, just to the outside of the iris of my eye, and then up. What a difference, right? Okay. Next.
highlight with a light color from Pure. I'm going to go right under the eyes, right here.
I don't need to,
Right.
because I don't need to.
Cheekbone, right on the bridge of my nose.
I already did that with the foundation. See, I went lighter there for that reason.
Onto the lips.
Lips.
I like this color. Oh, Smashbox, okay. The nude lip pencil in medium, there we go. Nice neutral color. I'm gonna be doing a light frosty lip, so this is perfect.
We will not be doing a light frosty lip. Okay, this is NYX Nude Truffle. So again, a nice neutral color. Been using this one forever. It goes with practically every shade. I just like it as a good boundary. And I don't line all the way around either. That's another thing that's changed. What am I doing here?
And making a little bit of a point up top, a little bow.
Jazzy music. See, I was lining the whole lip. Now I just
bought this one
shade right here.
recently, Lipstick Queen, and it is called, gosh, can they make the, look, I'm using readers and I can barely read this. Okay, so
The struggle is
figured
real.
out the name of this color. It's called Nude Metal. It's a wonderful
Oh,
frosty,
that was
kind
such
of
a good
goldy
color.
nude
They
color.
discontinued it, those
So I'm going
stinkers,
to
but
use
it's a
this as
very,
my
very
main
frosty
color.
gold color. Yeah. Look at that. My entire makeup look is frosted, and now my entire makeup look is matte. My color is by Wonder 2. And of course, well, see, some things don't change. Oh, Crush for Coral. Crush for Coral. Yeah. So my lipstick color has gotten bolder, not quite as nude. I will still do nude sometimes, but this is, you know, this is going out. I want to pop the lip a little bit. So first I'll start in the center. And then for that precision, I'll use a lip brush. Okay, let's see how we're wrapping up.
I found this by Lipstick Queen. It's called Big Bang Time, and it's just a really
Wow.
nice, again,
More
golden
sparkle.
bronze color.
Hey, it's pretty.
Okay, so now that the face is done, let's take out these babies and complete the look, shall we? With that lift that you get.
All right, let's wave the hair and complete the look, shall we?
Okay, there it is.
10 years later. Please don't judge the aging. All right, that was really, really fun.
Takes a little blow drying to get it in place.
Yes. I just used a, what did I use? Here, I'll show you what I used for the hair.
At this point, I'm going to use my
I used a
favorite
T3
setting product. That
1
would be
1/4
living-proof
inch
amp,
barrel,
phenomenal
just to get
root and
those kind of
volume
loose
lift.
waves.
I'm going to go to town with this stuff. Rub it in until it disappears, and then just take it and pull up. I'm going to flip upside down.
Okay, this is going to be the fun part of this.
While it's upside down.
Wait till
A lot
she
of
gets
layers in
dressed
my
again.
hair, so the more you shake,
Still use Kenra to get everything in place.
all-time favorite, Kenra Volume Hairspray.
All-time favorite still.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah, it's getting festive.
Time
Okay,
to
my
get
peeps.
dressed.
Now it's time to get dressed.
Here's what's
okay,
gonna blow
you
your
guys,
mind.
I'm dressed and I'm ready to go. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial and the step-by-step process. If you found it helpful, please let me know.
Same
you
jacket.
know I enjoy your comments and your suggestions. We are a community and it's reciprocal. So again,
Yes, we are
let
a
me know what you
community,
would
and it
like
is
to see.
reciprocal.
I also encourage you to have a very happy, blessed, and safe New Year's Eve. Please drink responsibly.
Crazy,
Do not
right?
drive. And I look forward to seeing you at the start of the new year.
That wraps up the tutorial. Oh my gosh, kind of wild. So fun, so neat, so interesting to see the differences between then and now, and just how I do things and my technique and colors that I use and don't use and all of that. But that was so fun. Okay, on to the giveaway, the 10-year anniversary giveaway. Y'all, this is amazing. Okay, first of all, I listed and used a bunch of product. And by the way, everything that I've used in this video, you'll see in the description portion of the video, so you know exactly what I used. But the winner of my giveaway is going to receive Sephora gift cards totaling $500 to go splurge at Sephora and go get all this stuff or whatever it is that you want for yourself. Could be anything. So $500 Sephora gift card and throwing in some merch. That's right, you heard me talk about it during the Flourishing Podcast Tour. We sold it there. It's coming to my website soon, but I am giving away the tote bag, the Flourishing tote bag. I'm giving away Embrace the Bold, Beautiful, and Blessed You black t-shirt with the writing, and I am giving away the taupe-colored hoodie that says Be Bold and Be Blessed. All of these things can be yours if you enter this giveaway, and it's so simple. We made this so easy for you guys. Courtney was like, you know what, let's just have them click a link in the description portion of the video. Takes you to a Google document to fill out. Really, really basic stuff. We are going to keep the giveaway open for 2 weeks. So let me double check the dates here because I want to make sure I get this right. This video airs on Thursday, August 8th. We will announce the winner on Thursday's YouTube video, the 22nd. So August 22nd, we will name the winner. We're asking, if I would like it, if you would submit a photo of yourself. That way, if you win, we can share with everybody, hey, it's like Barbara from Michigan, and she's the winner of our 10-year anniversary giveaway. So I would love nothing more. Simple Google Doc to fill out. All you got to do also is just subscribe to my channel, which is clicking that red button. It doesn't cost you a thing. That way you just get notified when I release videos on Thursdays and Mondays. And that's it. That's it. All of these wonderful goodies can be yours, and it's just my way of saying thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you for being with me for 10 years. My goodness, it has been an incredible decade, an incredible journey with so much more to do, so much more to come, so many wonderful things to explore, products to try, new avenues, new ways, new roads, new endeavors. I can't wait. I am so grateful. So many of you I know have been with me on this journey the entire time. For those of you who've been here since inception, I am so grateful. I can't thank you enough. For those of you who just hopped on board, welcome. Welcome to such a neat and wonderful space of incredible women who just want to enjoy life in midlife, look their best, feel their best, do their best. Praise God for all of it, because this has been such an incredible ride. And you know what? If you bless me with 10 more years, I will just in advance thank you for the best gift you could ever give me. It has been joyful to be in service, in servitude to you. That's how I see this. Good luck. My fingers are crossed for you. If you enter this giveaway, I hope you win. We'll let you know in 2 weeks. Go out, be bold, be blessed. Thank you. Thank you for being a blessing to me. And I will see you next week. Mwah! Bye.